They're off. Along the inside, Computer Baby for the early lead. Nisquama came away. Down along the inside into the turn. Keepsake Diamond with Ticket 2 on the outside, and around the turn they go. That's Ticket 2 moving up to challenge Computer Baby for the lead. Racing in third to the quarter-mile pole goes Keepsake Diamond. Nisquama's fourth. They go over to the quarter-mile. Computer Baby shows the way. Ticket 2 tucks second. Racing in third position, Keepsake Diamond. Nisquama's fourth. Racing in fifth to the 3/8 marker comes I'm a Smoothie 2 on the outside, 6 to the half mile. Jive Talking on the outside in 7th to the half mile. Falcon Tent. Now taking the lead is Nisquama, racing second to the half mile. Computer Baby on the outside. Jive Talking moves up third, racing in fourth after a half mile. Ticket 2. That's Jive Talking under pressure on the outside, taking the lead. Nisquama's racing second. In third to the 3/4 mile pole. Ticket 2 racing in fourth position. Computer Baby on the outside, fifth to the corner goes Falcon Tent. They go to the 3/4. The leader by 2 open lengths is Jive Talking, racing second. Nisquama in third position is Ticket 2. They go by the 3/4. 1:32 and a fifth on the front end. The leader by 3 open lengths as they turn for home is Jive Talking. Nisquama racing second. It's Jive Talking, the leader by 3 lengths. Nisquama racing second. Jive Talking the leader with Nisquama second. On the outside, Missy Key is third. That's Jive Talking in front. Field moves into the club turn. They're off. Along the inside, that's Dreamscape with the range Cody for the early lead. Coming away third as they drive into that first turn goes Rhett and Rick, and around the turn, Dreamscape leads. Racing second, range Cody. Rhett and Rick is third. Ranging up on the outside to be fourth to the quarter. 40 Devils, Dreamscape the leader. Racing in second position is Range Cody, hung out there third to the quarter-mile pole. 40 Devils on the outside, fourth as they go to the 3/8 pole. That's Roman Jet, he's off stride. The leader is 40 Devils. Racing in second, Dreamscape. Range Cody is third. Racing fourth, the Pretender. In fifth is Rhett and Rick. Racing sixth to the half-mile mark. Make up your mind. And around the turn, the leader is 40 Devils by 3 lengths. Racing in second is Dreamscape ahead. Pretender is third. Racing in fourth. Range Cody in fifth as they go to the 3/4. Make up your mind. In sixth position, Rhett and Rick. Racing seventh, Send Cash. In eighth, that's Roman Jet. Far back, Crooks Gamble. They go to the 3/4, staying out there a length and a half is 40 Devils. Pretender is second. That's Dreamscape racing third. Make Up Your Mind is fourth. Racing on the outside, Rhett and Rick is fifth. In sixth as they turn for home now comes Range Cody. In the lane on the front end, the leader by a half length is 40 Devils. On the outside, closing ground through the lane, that's the Pretender. It's the Pretender now taking the lead. Moving up is Rhett and Rick to be second. That's the Pretender in front. Fails on the turn. They're off. That's Fox Valley Janine out fast out in the middle of the track, winging into the turn. Goes Dreamy Girl to take the lead up on the outside to be second as She's a Player. It's Dreamy Girl, the leader. She's a Player out there. Second, racing up to be third is Starstruck Lady down along the rail fourth. Fox Valley Janine in fifth position. Carrera. They go down to the quarter on the outside. She's a Player. On the inside with the lead by 2 is Dreamy Girl. It's Dreamy Girl, the leader, racing in second to the 3/8 marker now is Fox Valley Janine. On the outside, Starstruck Lady is third. Racing in fourth is Carrera. On the far outside, fifth round the turn. As they go to the half mile, She's a Player. Into the half mile, the leader by 2 open lengths is Dreamy Girl, racing in second. Fox Valley Janine, she drives from second, and off stride there is Carrera. On the back stretch, the leader is Dreamy Girl, driving from second. Fox Valley Janine. In third is Starstruck Lady, and now off stride is Dreamy Girl. It's Fox Valley Janine getting that lead, racing in second to the upper turn. Starstruck Lady on the outside, coming on to be third. Sally B skip along the 3/4, 132 and 2. Fox Valley Janine, the leader. Sally B skip along, moves up to be second. In third, Starstruck Lady, they're in the lane. It's Fox Valley Janine holding firm by 4 lengths. Racing up to be second as they drive through the stretches, Spinner Eye. It's Fox Valley Janine with Spinner Eye on the outside, racing second, but it's Fox Valley Janine. Folks, in the 10th race, the second trifecta race on 2, Fox Valley Baron, make the driver Dave McGee. Feels on the turn. They're off. Along the inside, that's 2 out fast, coming away second. Midnight Sunrise moving up to be third. Madam Butterfilly, and around the turn they trot. The early leader is 2, Midnight Sunrise second. Madam Butterfilly hung out there third. Off stride as they go to the 1/4 mile. That's Speedy Nuts. They move down for the 1/4 mile on the front end. The leader by 2 lengths is 2. Trotting in second after a 1/4 and 31 and 1 is Midnight Sunrise, racing in third position by the stands. And on the move is Madam Butterfilly, racing up to be fourth now is Speedy Nuts. In fifth, Roland Joe. On the outside, sixth, another Diamond Card Player is seventh, racing eighth, Big Key with Poco Rebel. And around the turn they go. The leader by 2 is 2, racing second, Midnight Sunrise. On the outside, third after a half mile comes Madam Butterfilly. They go to the 3/4, 2 leads by 2 lengths. Madam Butterfilly out there second, trotting in third along the rail, Midnight Sunrise. And the outside, fourth to the corner goes Speedy Nuts. Roland Joe is fifth. In sixth That's another diamond. The card player is 7th. They move into the 3/4. The leader is 2 by 2 lengths. Off stride now. That's Roland Joe. And now off stride is card player. They swing round the turn. It's 2, the leader by 2. On the outside, gaining ground, 2nd through the stretch. On the outside, Madam Butterfilly closing ground with the rush is another diamond. On the far outside, Big Key along the rail, Midnight Sunrise. Photo. An excellent start, Jano Princess with Anxious Brett between horses into the turn. Gypsy Dan on the outside. Cappuccino Kid moving fast, and Cappuccino Kid takes the lead. Anxious Brett is 2nd, hung on the outside 3rd. Gypsy Dan racing 4th. Jano Princess, Don's Drifter 5th. Lalo Noru is 6th. Redemption 7th. Wayne X Doolittle and Lee's White the quarter. 29 3/5 up on the outside. Gypsy Dan to get that lead a length. Cappuccino Kid is 2nd, on the move in 3rd. Anxious Brett racing in 4th. Jano Princess in 5th. Don's Drifter on the move from far back. Lalo Noru, and out of the hole there was Cappuccino Kid. They move into the half mile. The leader a length is Anxious Brett. Cappuccino Kid out there down along the rail. Gypsy Dan racing in 4th. Jano Princess, Don's Drifter saving ground 5th. Lalo Noru comes on 6th, in 7th to the 3/4. Redemption, Wayne X Doolittle and Lee's White. On the front end, Anxious Brett a long neck on the outside. Cappuccino Kid is 2nd. Racing in 3rd to the corner, Gypsy Dan racing in 4th position. Jano Princess, and around the turn it's Anxious Brett, the leader a half length. Cappuccino Kid coming on again. That's Cappuccino Kid on the outside along the rail. Anxious Brett racing in 3rd in the lane on the rail. That's Gypsy Dan. Now it's Cappuccino Kid taking the lead. Gypsy Dan moves through along the inside. That's Gypsy Dan getting up. The turn. They're off. That's Radiant Jubilee for the early lead. Royal Reverie powers up on the outside, getting off 3rd as they race into the first turn. Wolf Whistle with Ready Rosie, and taking the lead Royal Reverie. Racing in 2nd, Radiant Jubilee on the outside, coming on 3rd to the quarter. That's Ready Rosie in 4th position on the wood. That's Wolf Whistle. They move over for the quarter. Up on the outside to take the lead is Ready Rosie, racing in 2nd position. Royal Reverie in 3rd. To the 3/8 pole comes Radiant Jubilee. That's Wolf Whistle 4th. Tatiana's 5th on the outside. Social First is 6th with Erewhon and Gala Colors. They move into the club turn on the front end. The leader by a length is Royal Reverie. Radiant Jubilee comes on to challenge 2nd. Racing 3rd after a half mile is Ready Rosie. That's Radiant Jubilee on the outside, taking a half length lead. Royal Reverie is 2nd. Moving up to be third to the 3/4 mile pole is Social First in fourth position on the wood. Ready, Rosie, Wolf Whistle out there. Make that Tatiana out there fifth. Into the 3/4, Radiant Jubilee a length. On the outside, Social First racing second ahead along the rail third to the 3/4. Royal Reverie and around the turn. The leader a length on the inside is Radiant Jubilee. Royal Reverie out there between horses. Social First on the outside. In the lane, it's Radiant Jubilee, the leader. On the far outside, Erewhon is closing ground between horses. Royal Reverie. That's Radiant Jubilee in front. Pacers move into the club turn. They're off. That's Surfer Lobel out well for the early lead on the outside. Joe Escort moves up, racing along the inside between horses. Smoky Major on the far outside into the action fourth. That's BJ's Chance, and it's BJ's Chance up to take the early lead. Racing in second is Joe Escort down along the rail. Surfer Lobel third, hung on the outside. Smoky Major is fourth. They went the 1/4 mile in 28 3/5. The leader is BJ's Chance on the outside. Smoky Major's challenging second. Racing in third to the clubhouse turn goes Joe Escort. Racing in fourth is Surfer Lobel. And around the turn back along the inside to regain command. That's BJ's Chance. Racing in second is Joe Escort. In third after a half mile and hanging on the outside. Smoky Major racing in fourth. Surfer Lobel on the outside. Fifth to the corner comes Elusive Lobel. Racing in sixth position on the wood into the turn is Hawthorne Jake Roman Rule seventh. Shannon T.W. eighth. The trailing horse is B.H. Bunny, and around the turn, the leader by a length and a half into the 3/4 is BJ's Chance. Racing in second, Joe Escort, forced to go 3 wide, and going wide is Surfer Lobel. In the lane, the leader is BJ's Chance under a drive. Here comes Joe Escort on the outside. That's Joe Escort moving up on the outside to get the lead. BJ's Chance still there along the rail. A driving finish. Here they come. Fields on the turn. They're off. That's Not Once on the outside, out for the early lead. Down along the inside, coming away well was Tacky. and it's Tacky that takes the early lead, racing in second. Not Once plugging the gap. Third is Call Me Sailor. A wide gap to fourth. Finds Don's Future, and around the turn they go. The early leader by a length is Tacky, racing in second to the quarter-mile pole. That's Call Me Sailor, the quarter, 28 and a tick. Into the 3/8, the leader by a length is Tacky, racing in second to the 3/8 pole. Goes Call Me Sailor, racing in third. Not Once, racing fourth after 3/8 of a mile on the inside. That's Don's Future. They move over for the half-mile marker on the front end, showing the way by a length and a half. It's Tacky. Everybody wants to move out, but no one pushing there as they go by the half. In 59 and 3 up on the outside, Call Me Sailor to challenge Tacky for the lead. Racing third to the 3/4-mile pole. That's Not Nice. In fourth position on the outside as they go to the turn. Comes Don's Future down along the inside, fifth to the corner. That's Watch It. The field's bunching into the 3/4 on the outside. Call Me Sailor on a short lead. On the inside, racing second is Tacky. In third as they turn for home now between horses. That's Not Nice. In the lane, horses fanning across the track. On the front end, taking the lead is Not Nice, racing up on the outside to be second through the lane. Comes Captain Vic. That's Not Nice, the leader.
Get it? Okay, thanks.
They're off. Along the inside, that's Shanley's Star for the early lead between horses. Fox Valley Gilda came away well, getting off third as they drive for position into the turn. She'll Be Perfect, and around the turn, the early leader by a length to the quarter is Shanley's Star. She'll Be Perfect moves up second. Fox Valley Guild is third, racing in fourth position. Foxy Socialite in fifth as they go to the club turn. That's Step a Tune on the front end, the leader by 2 open lengths into the 3/8. She'll Be Perfect. Shanley's Star is second on the outside. Foxy Socialite moves up third, racing in fourth to the half-mile pole. Fox Valley Gilda on the outside, coming on fifth after a half mile. Step a Tune moving up to be sixth after a half is Time Treasure. On the outside, that's Foxy Socialite taking the lead a length. Step a Tune moves up second. Now it's Step a Tune taking the lead. Foxy Socialite is second, racing in third to the corner. Goes She'll Be Perfect, racing in fourth on the outside. That's Time Treasure. Shanley's Star is fifth, racing in sixth, 3 deep into the turn. Wavy Ann. Around the turn they go. The leader by 2 is Step a Tune, racing in second. Foxy Socialite driving out of third there in the lane. She'll Be Perfect with Shanley's Star. In the stretch on the front end, the leader by 4 lengths now. In the stretch is Step a Tune. Wavy Ann out there second with Shanley's Star third. But it's Step a Tune. The club turn. They're off. Along the inside, Captain Dennis with me, Aguila Amigo driving out his pace away Pete as they drive into the first turn. Taking the early lead by a length and a half now is Captain Dennis. Me, Aguila Amigo racing second, pace away Pete out there third. Racing in fourth as they go over to the quarter-mile pole. That's Fast Finish with Shalimar. They move by the quarter, pace away Pete takes the lead. Racing in second position is Captain Dennis. In third to the clubhouse turn now goes Mi Aguila Amigo, and Captain Dennis moves up to regain command. Racing in second to the half-mile pole is Pace Away Pete. On the outside third to the half-mile marker goes Mi Aguila Amigo. It's Captain Dennis, the leader. Mi Aguila Amigo racing second. Pace Away Pete is third. Racing in fourth after a half-mile comes Fast Finish. The leader is Captain Dennis ahead. Mi Aguila Amigo out there second. Racing in third to the quarter on the outside of horses. Under pressure now. That's Fast Finish racing in fourth along the rail to the upper turn. Pace Away Pete in fifth position, and on the move is Shalimar. The leader by a length and a half. Mi Aguila Amigo on the outside gaining ground. Second after a half, three-quarters was Fast Finish. It's Mi Aguila Amigo, the leader by 2 lengths. Fast Finish closing on the outside. Mi Aguila Amigo's under a heavy drive. Fast Finish is closing ground. That's Fast Finish on the outside. Mi Aguila Amigo on the inside. A driving finish.